No one's watching. I'll post something on Instagram. We had one person. They just dropped. Four people. All right, you four, where are you from? Start talking. Nope, they're not saying anything yet. Cool. It's kind of last minute when I.
Well, I know.
Terry,
I know, honey.
let's get warming up.
Yeah. Let's see. What?
I only put 1 cup of sugar in here instead of 2.
And
Sure.
my seems to be lagging a little bit. Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi. Are you guys ready for Passover?
No. We should be getting there, though. I mean, I would like to be.
How do you post this to a group? I don't want to just post it to my page.
I don't know how you did it.
Oh, here, I'll just get rid of it.
But wait.
Well, I copy and pasted it. So
You do you have a group?
well, yeah, there's all this back to Eden.
Well, then do you go to back to Eden page first?
So I have to do it to each one.
Probably.
Nope.
Anyway, you shouldn't. Why don't you put it down a little further so it doesn't take so much picture of the roof? Oof. So is anybody saying anything?
Yeah. I wish I could zoom out. Oh, it's not, but whatever. What is everybody up to? Who's getting stuff planted? Start talking while I'm busy.
If you guys start bringing up stuff, we can get on a roll.
Yeah.
But until then, we just kind of, what do you guys want?
Yeah. Trying to figure this out. Forget it, whatever. We've got 17 people. That's all we're getting. I'm not posting. I can't get it. Maple Ridge, British Columbia, Canada.
We need to learn Passover better. Unfortunately, I don't want to be the leader of the pack here. So I just want it to kind of happen organically. And Passover is significant, I think, this year, especially because we're basically asking God to pass over our homes when it comes to this stupid plague that's going on. So how are you guys dealing with the plague?
Whatever. We've got 17 people.
Sorry.
Planted my tomato starts and bell peppers. Now it decides to rain for the next 2 days. Well, that's good. I'm sure your
That's
plants will
actually
like
good
that.
for them, right?
Yeah, especially right after transplanting. We just ordered a new greenhouse from Home Depot today. It will be our first one. How much a difference will it make? I don't know what kind of greenhouse you got. Some of those Harbor Freight ones tend to like blow apart. Like if you get a windstorm. I'm just saying. I'm being real.
Oh no.
That's like the main problem. Like if they've got those like I don't even know what they are, like plexiglass or corrugated plastic like paneling, they tend to blow out. So you might have to reinforce it a little bit. Can I plant my garden with fresh tree mulch?
Sure, just plant in the soil below the mulch and you're good. Just move the mulch away and just plant in the soil as the plants come up. Then move the mulch back around the plants to cover the ground. You're good.
Hi, folks. We'll be planting after the rain here in Florida. Sounds fun. Hopefully this worked. I give up. How young or soon after planting can you do a graft? Graft.
Hi, Zatar Gardens.
You can graft anytime. Trees alive.
Reagan Ritchie, Dimitri Mola, John Layton, Jacqueline Weber, Melissa Tall, Melissa Tall, or Melisse Tall. Anyway, Eden Homestead, Reagan Ritchie, Burning Heart Homestead, Burning Heart, Dimitri. Okay, everybody. I hope I didn't. Hi, George. Terry Elliott, Paul Talbot, Reagan Ritchie, Mark Dux, Francis, Terry Elliott. Did your mom really name you Francis? Kidding.
Root vegetables are pretty good in the wintertime, in cold climates. If you got a good cover of good wood chips over them, the frozen ground doesn't seem to hurt them. Actually, it brings the sugar up.
What are you talking about, this one?
Yeah.
But that's like overwintering. Nothing really grows too
they don't
much.
grow in the winter, but they can stay in the ground and still be good to eat.
Yeah. No, I haven't started the seeds yet. I'm in the middle of planting stuff out there, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta go do the live stream. I've got so much stuff to plant right now. What is this? Hello from Southern Oregon, Sam's Valley. Glad to be here and haven't been here for a while, but always follow the Nick following the Paul. Loved the trip to town to get the compost. Glad you liked it.
I don't know if you can do an Asian pear to European. I know it's supposed to cross pollinate, but I'm not sure if they can cross. But go ahead and try it. You have nothing to lose.
An Asian pear to a normal pear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yep. We are starting a Back to Eden garden in northern New York. God bless you all. Getting lots of fresh chips. Oh, it's moving. Now planning on doing a great market / Back to Eden / orchard this year.
Yeah, Mike, there's a lot of significance. God is very ordered. Covering is a very significant principle in God. And I love it. I love seeing all these parallels because they're so real.
So when we answer the questions, they were like getting on me about it. In like the last live ones, just read the comment if you see it before I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like read their question and then answer it.
Okay.
It's true.
Helps people because not everybody is seeing this for some reason.
Okay.
They don't all get in there. It's kind of random sometimes. From our family to Carol, thank you. Our daughter is a 6-month-old now and very healthy.
All right.
When is best to plant potatoes? Is there a wrong time? I'm about 2 weeks from our last frost date in eastern PA.
You can plant potatoes pretty much any time. The longer you wait, the smaller they're going to be. I plant my potatoes when I harvest them. I just take the biggest one and put it back in the ground. I got a hole dug, and so they're but they can stay in the ground all winter. Doesn't matter how cold it gets; they'll be fine. But I like to plant when I harvest because it's I'm already there. Why go back?
I'm scared that I won't be able to plant much with the stay-at-home order in.
Why not? That's the most perfect time to plant.
I know. You have
You're
nothing
there.
else to do.
You can plant.
Unless you want. Seeds are. What pitfalls, right? Yeah, what pitfalls to watch out for when doing a raised bed garden?
Take the sides out because the raised bed's going to dry out really quick. There's going to be a lot of pitfalls. It's going to be a lot of work to keep it wet. So knock out the sides, raise the grade with wood chips, and you're fine.
Okay, here we go. This is the word COVID-19. Thank you. Okay, wait, there's more to it.
Carl has a lot to say about it, but Paul, you better go first.
Looks like an orchestrated event to me to take our rights away and force vaccines, as well as act as cover for financial collapse.
That's pretty good. That's a good coverage. I'm sure it was man-made. I'm sure it's intentional. It's biological warfare. Again, big farmers will make big money with a stupid vaccine, and vaccines don't work.
Well, if we allow it.
But they're going to make it. Whether a lot of
they already made it.
But I'm just saying this is what it's all about. We just need to wake up to what's happening and just pretty much avoid it. Stay away from it. I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't scare me. The immune system works really well. Vitamin C is powerful. And it's just fear is a spirit, and that's something you got to really be careful of because it's really dangerous. Power, and so you just have to give no place to fear.
Oh, my third year of gardening after retirement, and this is really stretching my eyesight. Wait. Gautschi gang. Hold on, wait. They have to focus first. Okay, on my third year of gardening after retirement, and would have given up had I not came across these lines are in my way. Your videos, and so grateful for my garden during this quarantine. Nice. Does Carol know any midwives in Ontario, Canada?
I'd have to look them up. I know a couple that I can think of, but I'd have to look it up. You should contact me through Facebook.
What's Paul's opinion on mushroom compost?
It's great. Mushroom compost is wonderful. Really good material. Very good.
Are you their adopted son? I don't know. That's a question for you.
What are you talking about? You're the one that always. I asked him. I said, "Look, I'm old enough to be." Yeah, but you. Anyway, when he first came here, he goes, "I could be your adopted son." I go, "Wait a minute. We're old enough to be your grandparents." I says, "You want to be our grandson or our son?" He goes, "Son." So yeah, he's our adopted son, but now he doesn't want to admit it.
It really is Kelly Gates. We have a spot to garden in, but there's a lot of covering of old leaves and twigs. Do we disturb them to lay the chips, or lay chips on top of the old leaves are there? Yes. Whatever you do, you just layer. Never take anything off. Don't mix. Just put a new layer and you're good.
Having the leaves and twigs there is good. It's going to really build your soil. And then putting chips and compost or whatever you want on top of that, it's even better. But if you don't have chips and compost, just break your leaves aside, plant there, and use your leaves and chips as or covering. Leaves and twigs or whatever as your covering until you get wood chips and compost. Happy Bob. What are your what are some of your favorite
She wants
herbs
to,
for teas?
she wants to plant a tea herb garden.
A tea herb garden. I'm just more into medicinals. But I mean, obviously some of the most common ones, depending on what you want them for. If you want stomach upset or anything to do with chamomile is really good. Peppermint's really good. Spearmint's really good. One of my favorite is anise hyssop is really good.
Oregano.
Oregano.
For
That's
tea?
for
Yeah.
That's not for luxury tea. This guy's a Greek, man. He puts oregano in everything. It's like,
Whatever.
Everything's Windex, he's oregano.
Oregano and olive oil.
Yeah.
All you need.
Okay. Anyway, I have to make it acceptable. Last night I made lentils and I put oregano and olive oil in it, and he couldn't even taste it. So I thought I put too much. Anyway,
Any solution for slugs in the garden?
Healthy plants. If you have healthy plants, they won't bother them.
Melissa or lemon verbena. That's another good one. And I mix it with lemongrass, but the lemongrass doesn't really grow here because it's more for Israel or Southern California or Mexico or something. But I grow it in the house and my cats always eat it. So maybe that's not such a good thing. But I don't know where you live, but if you just find out what's native to your area or what grows in your area and go for it. There's just hibiscus is really good if you can grow that. That's really good, I think. I'd use peppermint and licorice. You can grow that. Peppermint and licorice together is really my favorites. I use a lot of lemon, fresh lemon peel. I like that over anything pretty much. But then I've been, with this COVID thing, one thing that's really good, and if you guys can grow it, is ginger root and turmeric, but especially ginger in Russia. They just, I was talking to my friends over there yesterday, and the ginger in Russia went from $20 a pound to $400 a pound when this COVID started coming over there, because they found that they believe that it antidotes it. They feel like it's basically going to keep you out of the problem.
I wanted this, Natasha Lewis. Do you think it's wise to get a mortgage or buy a few acres cash and start from there? I think debt is a bondage. It's a form of slavery, and if you can avoid debt, it's just ideal. It's the ideal thing to be out of debt, especially now that this is just not a good time to be in debt. So here's how you do it really easily. When you get a place, build a 2-car garage with upstairs, live in the upstairs, leave your refrigerator and wash and dryer downstairs. Take your time to build your house. You can upstairs, live upstairs.
No, washer and dryer should be upstairs.
Well, that's where you're living. Not much room.
Listen, I'm the one that does the wash. If I had a washer and dryer upstairs, we would have a much easier life. At least I would.
Oh, okay, that's her opinion. I would prefer the room.
What they like to see.
The real thing.
How long do you water fruit trees after you plant? You don't water.
I don't water them all because my ground's pretty wet.
And you're planting bare root. If you're planting bare root, you really never have to water. If you're planting a pot, then you have to keep the soil that's like real crappy potting soil. You have to keep that wet because the native soil will dry that out, and then you'll just dry your tree out. That's why you want bare root trees, because your native soil really won't dry out completely. There's always going to be enough moisture.
Here's someone really agree with you, Carol.
What?
Carol's right.
Our washer is in the basement. It sucks.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I raised 7 kids, and my washer was going on almost continually for a lot of years. And I used to say, man, I wish this was upstairs. Because what I do is I don't have a chute, but I have a loft. I mean, I have a landing and so I even to this day, I throw everything down the stairs because it's a pain, don't I?
Yep. Sometimes the cats have to dodge it.
No. I make sure I do it before the cats are, well, usually they're not.
She's at
this one?
or
about. You watch movies, and if so, what are your favorite ones?
I don't watch movies much, but one of my recent favorite ones is Biggest Little Farm. That was really great.
Mm-hmm. Regarding root vegetables, in terms of placement, should we be concerned about? Can't even see it.
Intermingling.
Yeah, intermingling them throughout the garden.
No concern. Plant them anywhere.
Really, you should be intermingling them throughout the garden because the root vegetables send, like, once you pull them, it's sending air deep into the soil. So using like stuff like daikon radish, because that goes pretty deep, carrots, and you get the point.
Parsnips.
Yeah, all that stuff shoots air and puts, like, it's just good. Do it all over the place. Okay. Did we miss anything? Oh, here's one. Nick, do you have any suggestions for cherry trees in Maryland zone 7? 7-9. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away. I was thinking of planting in a cloth bag. Don't plant it in a cloth bag. Plant it in the ground.
Tell them how to plant them.
Bare root.
But how do you plant a bare root tree? Some people are not knowing. I know how, but that's because I live with this man.
You dig a hole, and
Correct.
then you've got your bare root tree, and you stick that in the hole, and then you backfill the dirt, and you're done.
I think, didn't you put water in it first or something?
No.
I thought you did something different.
And make sure that if you've got roots going in one direction, make sure they're going towards the wind, right?
Right. Yeah, because sometimes you look at the root ball. If you got heavy root on one side, face that against your wind, so it'll be supportive to resist the pressure from the wind.
The roots.
It acts as a brace.
Oh yeah, good idea.
And I'm speaking from experience because I didn't know how that one had a problem, and when the wind blew, the thing totally tipped over because I had no roots on the one side the wind was blowing from, and I had to stake it. So I'm speaking from experience. It really makes a difference if you have wind where the major roots are.
Good point.
Can I plant potatoes and tomatoes in the same spot? I wouldn't. They're both heavy feeders. Spread them out a little bit. Although, I forget, is it burpee? I don't know. It's called ketchup and French fries, or French fries and ketchup, or something like that. It's a tomato plant grafted into potatoes. So you've got potatoes as your root stock, and then a tomato at the top. I don't know how well it works because potatoes, they're short. They're not too long of a season crop, and tomatoes kind of go. But
That's weird.
Took the fig cuttings quite a little to start showing much activity, but now it is leafing out quite a bit. Do I need to nip some of the leaves? No. If it's producing fruit, pull the figs off, but just let it root. Yeah.
Yes, all my variety of grapes are seedless. I don't like seeds in grapes.
Just planted bush beans and prepped for my 14 tomatoes. Already have lettuces and all sorts of greens up and almost ready to eat.
Where do you live? The South somewhere.
Don Layton up here.
Yeah.
Fine wood chips over grass really makes the grass grow much better. It's amazing because it's feeding it always. Every time it break, it's always breaking down and feeding the ground. So light covering of wood chips over a pasture would really help.
About an inch. You don't want to go too much. Where would you suggest getting seedless grapes?
Well, go to the good nurseries where you are, see what they have, talk to people who are growing them. You always want to find people who are doing it commercially, who are making a living at it, because they pretty much know what's best. The scripture says in the mouth of good counselors is wisdom. So get some advice from people who are doing it locally.
Hi, busy little house.
Are you able to plant up in Quebec now this early?
Guys, go hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
Here, I'm making little circles on the screen with my. That's not doing anything for you.
I guess I'll hit it here for you.
No, too cold yet.
I don't even know where it is on the phone.
Where? What else? Do you guys have any questions about like growing certain vegetables?
Make it so your vine type vegetables can climb or just throw along ground.
Huh? Where's that?
Kelly Katsky.
Are you getting it before we are?
It's right here.
Do you make it so
Oh.
your vine type vegetables can climb or just throw along ground?
Depends. You know, the squash can do fine on the ground.
You don't like vine type vegetables. Tell the truth.
Well, you know, we have grapes. They're a vine. I got grapes on the fence. You know.
Yeah, but he doesn't like them. Nico's growing some of them. I wish they'd grow me some sweet peas, but they haven't done that yet.
We didn't ask. I
He,
would
he
have
did,
got
he did last year.
well, sugar snap peas.
Sweet peas.
Yeah, that's a
Flowers.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, I don't get any vine stuff unless Nico grows it.
You have to ask. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay. Anyway, it's all right.
Where are we now?
Are you going to be doing tours this
This
summer?
is for you. This is for you, Nick. Angie's. What breed of
Egg chicken is your favorite.
Egg chicken.
For food or for looks?
eggs? She's asking for
This
eggs.
guy's an artist.
I'm-
He's
I'm
like
like-
me. He likes
I
the-
need a
the
nice,
look, too.
colorful egg arrangement when I get them. The birds have to look good.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
if I have to look at these things, they better be nice and they better be producing nice stuff. If not,
Okay, what do you
off
like?
with your heads.
Which one?
Like-
Oh, which one do you like?
There's it's not just one. It's like a variety. Like I don't like just one bland chicken.
Okay, what we're planning. It's like we're just like you. What's going to happen? You know.
Here, this is a cool question. Do you pray together,
Do you two pray together? What sort of church, or do you attend church services?
we pray together? We're having church right now. It says where two or three are gathered together in His name. God shows up. You know, the whole concept of going
I
to a
think-
building to
oh.
have church
You know,
is kind of
it's old wineskins.
it's not even good. And, you know, the church began
Oops.
in the acts and houses and homes. People came together and they ate and they fellowshiped. They read the word.
Yes.
When they showed they met Him. And so, our concept in Western culture with church is just it's erroneous. It's not.
Well, you know, I think that we just started getting discouraged when we started seeing the fruit of it and started to see how unbiblical it was. You better cut one for Paul. And
I don't want to. You know.
I just made some banana bread and Nico can't wait. Anyway. Anyway, but our concept, I think, of church is kind of old wineskins, in my opinion. I feel like this is going to sound anathema, and I go, you guys just hold steady and bear with me, because I feel like the church in many ways has really, it's not biblical. A lot of what happens is not biblical. And so God started showing me what biblical was, and it started changing my mind in a dramatic way. And it took Paul a little bit of time. People, they say, what do you believe? I say, well, I'm a first century believer in Yeshua. I believe in the Bible and its principles. So I don't say I'm a Christian anymore, because I found out historically where that word came from. It's from the Romans. And I feel like the Inquisition, if you didn't sit under the Inquisition, if you didn't sit well with the folks that were killing the Jews as well as the Christians, the Nazarim, you got killed basically. And I think that was not good. So historically, if you start looking and you start seeing what the Bible says and what we do in the stereotypical church, it's not biblical, a lot of it. Some of it is, certainly. And I'm not saying every church, and I'm not saying everything everybody has to say is wrong at all. I'm just saying right now, for where we're at, we're not sensing that that's what God is saying to us. And I think we're in a midst of a revolution right now. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people coming to know God, because these things that are happening on the earth right now are biblical. And I'm a biblical midwife. I'm a spiritual biblical midwife, and I really feel that God is doing and saying something different right now. So, what do they want to hear from you?
You know, I always thought many times I'm on the phone with people. I says, you know, we're having church right now. We're two or three together in His presence. He shows up. You know, we don't realize that. You know, how church right now. We were two or three together in His presence. He shows up. we don't realize that, how present tense he is. He's always there for us. You don't have to, it's not like once a week in a building. He's always there.
Yeah, and every time we do this, I always pray, God, bring people on here that needs to hear about you, that wants to be encouraged in you, that wants to, know you more, and bring us all into this place of fellowship so we can just talk about you and learn of you and encourage each other in you. And so that's the bottom line to me. So, we don't really go to a standard church right now. I'm not saying we would never, but we just, when I go there, I just think, I want to go to give and I want to go to receive, but I don't want to go. I just don't want to. I'm tired. I feel like things are so tight right now. I believe when God says that he wants to bring us back to our first love, or that we need to return to our first love, when you begin to see what the Bible says and what the church has done in many areas, unfortunately, we followed the Roman church. We didn't follow the biblical church. And that's what we need to do, is go back to the Bible and find out what God says the church is. And I think it's going there. I think we're going back to the homes.
Anyway, we don't grow ginger here. I've started inside, but I don't think it's warm enough to grow outside. But ginger.
Turmeric you can grow inside.
Anyway, we don't grow ginger here. I've started inside, but I don't think it's warm enough to grow outside. But ginger.
Turmeric you can grow inside.
Ginger is really good for you if you can grow it.
You should grow ginger.
Paul, why did you never do starts and only plant from seed?
Well, I've done some starts like tomatoes or peppers, but again, I look at nature. Everything grows. God doesn't set starts out, and it just seems more natural and easier just to plant seeds, let them grow. The starts are a little bit of work.
And since I like doing
Look
starts,
at Katie, preach it, Carol. Good old Katie, Sean. Hi, Katie.
I do starts to extend the season. It's a little more work, but you get more. So it's kind of like, if you want to, do it. If not,
Jacqueline was asking about squash bugs. What I've discovered about all insect issues, if you have healthy plants, they're not a problem. And so just the whole allopathic medicine and the whole commercial agriculture is about attacking symptoms. The bug is a symptom your plant's not well. Don't attack the bug. Get your plant well. So it's just again, just bugs will never bother healthy plants.
I know Paul went away from big chips and moved to more compost. Was that due to health or?
When you plant small seeds, the finer width. As you get older, convenience starts making more sense, and so the finer materials is so easy to plant directly. And so it's just, for me, it just makes it easier. George, that's so right. Yeah, I'll tell you, our God created us amazingly. We have incredible news, and eating well, taking care of yourself, have a good mental attitude. Nothing's going to bother you. You're going to be good.
Yeah, like you said, holistically, you have to realize that we are a spirit. We live in a body, and we allow our minds to dictate us, and so it all starts in our thoughts. But our bodies, certainly, we need to feed that right, but we also need to feed our soul, which is our mind, will, and our emotions, and our spirit. And so, because that's our character, the fruit of what we feed our soul is going to come out in our character. So if we look at this holistically, there's nothing to fear. I mean, God is totally in control, and he is not he said he'd never, withdraw man from allowing him to basically hurt himself or kill himself. And I'm telling you, the fruit of it, we're seeing it right now. I mean, so much. I mean, pray, but we need to keep our thoughts set on things above, not on things of this earth. And we need to do everything we can not to listen to the media, because I really believe this is in some ways a big hoax, because it's, I'm not saying not to do, because the COVID is real. It's definitely real. But I think making everybody, the media and how it's pumped up everybody into this hysteria is from hell. There's people killing themselves. There's people going into nervous breakdowns and petrified. I mean, midwives that are petrified to go and do anything because, for instance, their mom lives with them and they don't want to bring COVID back to them, or you know, because she's in her 60s or 80s or whatever. You know, I mean, this whole thing, much hope. There's so much hope out there. And it lies in God. It really lies in a true relationship with God, not religion, you guys. Yeshua came, Jesus came to die for a relationship with us. That God the Father would have a relationship with us, and the Father would have a relationship with us, and that He would as well, and that we would be able to have fellowship with Him on a continuum. That's what fellowship is, to talk to each other about who God has been in our lives and how He's been. And it's phenomenal. It's the most exciting time to be alive. And if people would only get that concept instead of listening to the media and letting the enemy speak into your mind, it all starts in our minds. And if we allow our thoughts, just like God says, to keep them captive and keep them obedient, and that's a big thing.
Anyway, Nick, you decompose wood chips faster by
Somebody's
water.
calling us from Europe.
You know, keeping things wet really helps them decompose.
Just to tell them.
You papaya trees, but under them, planting vegetables under trees really make your trees grow a lot better, as well as the produce grows a lot better under trees.
Are you doing tours this summer?
Yes, starting in June. June 1st.
Time is kind of early. He might not be in the house, but he might be.
Where was I? How to decompose wood chips faster? Any suggestions?
Water.
Build soil really fast.
In the evening? Yeah, he the best time.
What's the most important thing to do to the ground after, but using compost and mulch to prepare for next season?
Yeah, just as your plants grow, just put a covering wood chips around them. Just cover the ground all around your plants and keep it watered. You're good. You know, this whole idea of covering. See, as that material lays on the ground and it's breaking down, every time you water, compost seeds going through it, that's feeding your soil. So your soil is always being upgraded when you have a covering. It's just really, really awesome.
Yeah. In the morning? In the morning. Yeah, 20 minutes to 1. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, you could try tomorrow this time. You could try tomorrow at this time. You could try tomorrow at this time. I'll tell you.
Like in the comments.
What happened?
She said she's been in. If they're talking too much about the coronavirus, the lives are going.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not talking about it.
I know, but like in the. Hey, nature's always right here. That's cool.
I mean, I'll talk about Corona as much as anybody wants to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. But I think people were asking about it. So the majority of people that were asking us to go back live, I think were asking us about it too.
Yeah, I've had a lot of messages.
That just depends on what people want to talk about. You know, people don't want to talk about it, they don't have to listen. And if they do want to talk about it, they can listen.
Let's make a code. We'll do this. If you want to talk about the coronavirus, instead of saying COVID-19 or coronavirus, say banana. Just be like, Paul, what are your thoughts on banana? We'll get around these YouTube robots. We got this.
And this crazy
Tyler, you're so right. People tend to make everything more complicated than they should. And I always tell people, if you just simply look at nature, nature explains things so clearly and it's so simple. It's right in your face. And it's just look what nature does and copy it. It'll never go wrong. Nature is the most perfect example of how to grow things.
The red dragon or beer virus. I like bananas because it's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
This guy is such a dork. He loves bananas. I'm telling you, he must be part monkey. I think he goes.
Yep.
YouTube is ran by bots now. It's not people. So just heads up if it gets cut. Yeah, you're right. That's what I've been told.
And on growing bananas, we don't culture that virus here. Shh.
Banana virus.
We in California I grew bananas. They grew great. He's
taking literally.
Well, that's she was asking.
Oh, was she really?
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Have you heard about what is that? Terrain therapy?
No, what is that?
I don't know.
Explain it. I don't know what terrain therapy is.
That's you. You're all about terrain therapy. It's all about the terrain.
Well,
Any special concoctions to feed tree roots?
no,
What-
no concoctions.
What's your
Just,
favorite
just
prepper?
you
Please
know,
don't say banana.
gravity works. Just put it on top of the ground and let water carry it down.
No. Yeah, with trees, just a lot of carbon, so just wood chips. You don't need anything else. You can use mycorrhizae, that helps. Just kind of helps inoculate, get stuff going a little more. What's your favorite pepper, please? Jalapenos.
Jalapeno. Or actually, I love Serrano. Serrano is my favorite.
I used to do 45 jalapeno plants every year in my garden back in Maryland.
And he made really good canned jalapenos.
Yeah, pickled jalapenos. They were like amazing. I had restaurants buying them.
But we
So good
can't
in
do
season.
Serranos next year.
I can do some. I can just do a 5-gallon bucket and put 4 plants in one bucket. So I like to be close.
Pretty awesome. We had our food forest burned in the Australian fires.
Ooh, that sucks.
Oh, I'm blind, so that was a scary experience. Oh no. Still, the second one is growing far better. I am thankful for the fresh ash.
Yeah, wood
Wow.
ash is high mineral
Claire.
content. That really,
Yeah.
if you ever look at,
I'm sorry, Claire.
when there's a burn, you'll always see when it grows back, it's really bright green. It
But
really
God-
comes back very, very nice after a burn.
But God knew, huh, Claire? Hit that like all.
One
Thank you,
quick
busy
thing about
little
wood
house.
ash is you can overdo it in a vegetable garden because vegetables aren't trees that grow in the woods. If you put too much wood ash in, it could like, what is in the garden right now? Is that red thing? Is that their
Well,
ball?
that's their toy, yeah,
No,
dog
because
toy.
there's a bird
Yeah.
lined up right with it, and it
Mhm.
looked like some kind of red bird. You can overdo it with wood ash in a vegetable garden. It'll make it. The term is actually toxic for vegetables, so you just want to go easy with it there.
Did you ever show your favorite weeding tools yet?
No, I want to do a video about that, all the different tools and stuff I like, and then we can do tools that Paul likes and stuff like that. That'd be a cool video.
So is it necessary to start seeds in cooler climate or safe to just go straight to the ground with seeds?
Well, if you start them early, it's gonna you get longer time. It just gives you more time by starting them inside.
Oh, Anton Beauchamp. That is a disease. Okay, it says the terrain theory is the theory of disease proposed by Antoine Beauchamp, right? That is that a diseased body, the terrain, will attract germs to come as scavengers of the weakened or poorly defended tissue. Same with humans.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Everything's the same with God. He made it really simple. Yeah, I love these principles. It's in everything.
We live in the Caribbean on Curacao, whatever. Is it possible to use your method here?
Look around you, where everything's growing. It's the same principle. If you go away where man hasn't been, things are growing great.
Leaves,
Just
needles, and
observe how it's
grass.
working.
It may not be wood chips, so just observe the different ground covers. It could be rice hulls or palm fronds or grass clippings. Like it's just a cover.
Leaves or whatever.
It's just Paul here. He likes wood chips. That's
Because we live in
that's
a lot of trees. We
Yeah.
have a lot of trees.
so that I think that's something a lot of people miss from the film. Like because your favorite thing and it's more abundant here is the wood chips.
Mhm.
Like everybody misses that you can use anything
Whatever
as
is
a cover.
falling, yeah.
So everybody stresses out, oh, I can't get wood chips. I can't do this method. But
Yeah, I just,
if I
I
got
think if you
lawn-
just get the importance of covering, like I share in
Yeah.
the film, is every living being has a cover. We have skin, animals have fur, birds have feathers, fish have scales. The soil is a living organism and it has to be covered. That's just bottom line.
Oh, dude, I quoted that. Remember?
I know, but
That was so
Nico has,
funny.
what was it?
That's what I said.
What did you have?
I said the exact same thing
Oh,
you did.
Oh, yeah. This is his offspring, spiritual offspring. I know, but anyway.
I don't even know why I said that.
I
Like,
do
what were we
because
talking about?
because you're I don't know. I think you have the same thing that Paul has. It's all right. Chop and drop here for covering.
Grow a
Okay.
lot of comfrey. You can use
It's
comfrey
wheat
leaves
straw
as
and
a
leaves here in
mulch.
Kansas, but use wood chips too. It's wheat straw and leaves.
So
Granite. You ever use granite sand?
Well, any of your rock minerals are really it's high mineral content, so it's great. You know, any rock material, ground up is high mineral content.
Could I use cardboard? Yes, of course. This guy, we go to Costco and have you ever been to Costco, you guys? Those carts that you drag in, not the shopping carts, but the big
ones.
the big like flat bed thingies. He takes it through Costco when I'm with my card and he piles it like this deep with cardboard.
Okay, so they've got they get all their pallets full, all their stuff.
There's only one lady that's yelled at us.
Her name's No. She's like, No. And I'm like, I'm doing your job. I'm helping. And
anyway, they told us we could do it.
Yeah. But yeah, they have all those just nice flat. I think they're like 4 foot by 4 foot square, perfect sheets of cardboard, and they're just in between all the stuff stacked up on pallets. So you just go in. If there's a bunch of stuff still on top, then you leave it. But if it's just maybe one box of whatever sitting on it, then move it and consolidate.
Steve's asking what good herbs boost immune system. The first thing that comes to mind is not an herb, is vitamin. Vitamin C is so
right now
so powerful. And I'll tell you, vitamin C will cure anything. We're talking anything. And if you're really sick, an IV or IM really makes it work incredibly fast.
Yeah, but the next best thing is liposomal vitamin C. You can make that yourself out of ascorbic acid. But herbs, okay, echinacea is amazing. Garlic is huge. Mushrooms are amazing. Gosh, there's lots and lots of herbs. There's just, depending on what kind of sick you're talking about, but boosting your immune system, I guess, would be, basically those. And anything that will increase whatever it is that you're trying to fight, anything specific to the particular disease, and there's just a lot of things, a lot of things.
They're called slip sheets. Now I know the name.
Slip sheets?
Yeah, the cardboard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. But that's an easy way to get a lot of cardboard that breaks down quick because it's thin. So now all of Costco is going to be naked of slip sheets. They're going to blame us. So be nice about it. Be kind and
don't
ask
tell
permission.
them where you heard from.
Ask permission first.
Yeah, making it home, you're doing good. Turmeric and garlic. That's awesome stuff.
If you can grow it. When I was in Ecuador, it was really great. I was walking down the pathways and we were, coffee was there. But as we walked down the pathways, there was turmeric and ginger bubbling up in the pathways. It was awesome. It was so much of it. Tons of turmeric and garlic lately. Yeah, that's good. What are you sending, busy little house?
Links.
To what? To you?
My Facebook page. And she did my Instagram page.
Oh, nice.
What's this one?
I retired from Costco. LOL. Okay, better go back. You're probably sick of seeing it. Anyway, it started here in Washington State in Kirkland. I think Kirkland was the first place on this continent that that the banana virus came.
That.
Oh, it's just FedEx.
Oh.
Farmer co-ops are good for cardboard if you plan ahead. Good. Skagit Valley, God bless you. Stay safe and healthy. So nice to see all our neighbors starting first-time gardens this year. Isn't it true? I just feel like this whole thing has been a God thing because what is it, 7 years ago or something is when the film came out, and now look what's happening. Like people are getting the garden bug, and I guess what was it? What state? Vermont is disallowing seeds to be bought. They're not. What would they say?
Seeds and gardening supplies in the state of Vermont apparently are considered non-essential, and people can't sell them. But I don't know. There's some people are saying, "Oh, that's not true," but then I don't know. I guess it just depends on the type of store you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, something else I think is cool about this is that everybody's homeschooling now. I think it's great.
Sorry, toddler troubles have me forgetting to say what the links are. Haha. He's trying to open the egg incubator. Oh, no incubator opening. God's waking so many up. Yeah, this is what I hope and pray for, is that everybody that's watching us right now would get woke. That's the thing. There's so many sheeple out there, and I pray that everybody on this feed will get woke to what's really happening right now. And we are in a war, and don't you kid yourself. This is not a nuclear war. This is a different kind of war. That's this mental, psychological thing that's happening is more of a hindrance than the actual banana virus itself.
I'm not a vegan. I would consider myself. I like the plant-based, pretty much plant-based diet.
Yeah, he was gone vegan for about 20 minutes, and then he realized it wasn't such a good thing in my house. It's his house too, and I really try to respect him and give him right. I try to,
Sure.
right? But sometimes, I mean, anyway, he eats his broccoli.
I know.
And I eat it too. I just don't. Anyway, whatever.
I like chicken.
This guy, I'll tell you, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell his woman, whoever that is in the future, what he
I
likes.
wonder if
And
Tober's chasing them.
is that why he stopped?
I don't know.
He stopped?
I don't know. On the porch.
Oh, good girl. You guys need to pray for our dog, because we got a dog finally for our garden, hopefully, and we're praying and hoping that she ends up being okay. But lately she's been taken off and visiting the neighbors, and so we're really praying that she stays put, because it's critical for our garden, and also for her to not get into trouble, because we already had to fish her out of the whatever, not the pound, but something like it. All this is weird. Returning to the best way of living. Yes, people are starting to realize what the most important things are in life. That is so true. That's what I love about it. It's just like people are looking at each other again. People are communicating. People are playing games together. People are sitting around the fire. People are building patios, and people are just doing things in the garden.
Starting a garden.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be different here. But
people.
Yes, exactly. People. Yes, the ones that are getting woke, and hopefully they're getting good seed, and somebody can teach them how to grow a garden, and do it right, and not make too much work for themselves.
Forget good seed. You can get crap seed at the dollar store, and you still grow a garden.
Yeah, but if they want to, I think people should get heirloom seed, because
if you can't get heirloom seed, get any seed. Don't stress about it, because you're going to need food no matter what.
I know, so but then they can't reproduce itself.
It'll grow some kind of tomato or
God
something.
Help you.
Like
gross.
But it's not. It's
whatever.
Not genetic. That's another thing.
Ideally.
A lot of people don't understand the difference between genetically modified, hybridized seed, open pollinated seed, and heirloom seed. There's a huge difference. Maybe I'll do a video about it. But like everybody wants to freak out and like be like, oh, I don't want to buy GMO seed. Where do you get your seed from? None of you people, unless you're a big pharmaceutical, unless you're a big farmer, you can't get GMO seed. Not going to happen unless you save seed from some farm, or you're really close and you have corn or something and it cross pollinates, and then you're going to get some GMO into your strain. But odds are, if you're buying from a small, even larger scale seed distributor like Fedco or whatever, you're not getting GMO. So it's just the marketing thing when it comes to saying, oh, our seed is non-GMO. Don't buy it. Like, don't buy into that thing. Rant over. What's next? Did you already read that? I think you did.
Yeah. And don't make a real big deal about homeschooling, you guys. Just teach them what you see that God has created them to be. If you see they're interested in gardening, man, teach them gardening. And every opportunity you get, that's unschooling. It just every day, it's like most of school is set up to be dumbing us down. So, and to babysit. The main things children need is love, reading, writing, and arithmetic. And if they can get those things and get that well, all the other stuff is peripheral. It's fluff. It's babysitting. It's indoctrinating. I hate to say it, but had to learn that the hard way.
This is cool. I've been doing my best sharing what I know on my blog. My most popular post is sharing our path to Back to Eden. The movie actually played a part in my conversion to Christianity.
Yay, God.
You want to follow Yeshua. You want to follow Jesus. You don't want to follow a religion, no. Be sure that you follow Yeshua. Follow Jesus. Don't follow a religion. That's going to set you back. Read what the Bible says. Read what it genuinely says. Go and look up the original Hebrew and Greek. Just spend time with God. Spend time listening. Spend time just meditating on something he said to you. Spend time in the fact that he just, great peace have they that love thy law, and nothing shall offend them. Not even the banana rat virus.
Oh, I really forgot about that. You're keeping it going. I love it.
These animals, they live there. You'll have to deal with them, but don't worry about it. Just
animals.
Well, she's talking about
scorpions, and the
scorpions,
wood chips and stuff in Arizona.
Oh yeah,
it's okay. They live there anyway, so don't be bothered. They're going to show up. But just
if
be careful.
I was living in Arizona and you said it's okay, I'd say no, it's not.
Well, if you've got scorpions, put chickens out. Chickens love scorpions.
Do they really?
Yeah, chickens will take care of any insect problem.
See, that's what we needed to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Man,
have a few free-range chickens, or even
snakes
ducks.
Too. They have snakes.
Get ducks. They've got tighter down feathers all over them, so scorpions less likely to stick them if their face is close. And I mean, they could get their feet, but they'll live. But ducks are great. They're not going to scratch up and destroy.
Huge sloppy poop.
Well, if they're like eating sloppy stuff, but
no.
Judith made the best manual in the entire universe is the Bible to study from. It has everything. It's just such an incredible manual. It's an owner's manual, and it's the best.
And remember, it's the spirit that quickeneth the flesh. The thing that kills me is that so much of the church is all caught up in a mental connection with God. It's got to make sense. And that's not okay. I mean, that's okay. That's good, but that's really very limiting. What you do is say, God, show me your word, teach me your paths, free me from all of my sin, and I just feel like it's the Spirit of God, the Ruach HaKodesh, that really quickens to you the truth of the word. It says you need that no man teach you. What are you laughing about?
Anyway, this he's asking about
my dogs are pigs and
Orson
stink bag.
About who, where,
weeds are going to, if you have a wood chip cover, you'll have less of them and they'll pull easier, but weeds happen in anything because they blow in, so but wood chips definitely reduce the volume and they're much easier to pull in wood chips than in hard dirt.
Okay, so hey Paul, did you ever get any more Holland Greens seed yet? Because I collected a bunch of seedling the last 3 years of growing them organically, and I can send you some.
No, I'm okay. I got enough. Thank you. That's sure kind of you.
Hallelujah. It is the whole duty of man to fear Yah and keep his Yah. It's Yah, right? Not Yah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah, it is the whole duty. Yeah, there, get it. Karen. Okay. Bible. B-I-B-L-E. Bible basic instructions before leaving Earth. Yeah. All of us are in an electronic and psychotronic war, and they are attempting to do as much as they can to stop people from speaking about and suggesting that we are in a silent electronic war. Can you recommend any books on the Mazaroth or feasts? Yeah, well, I'd have to go look for them. I have a bunch of them that this one woman sent me, and I haven't really. I'm kind of waiting for this guy, to be honest. I'm waiting for him to kind of get more interested because I don't want to charge ahead. I've done that a lot, and it's a mistake. Because he's my chips. He's my covering. He's my wood chips. Doesn't he look like a wood chipper? Thanks you for teaching me to prune my fruit trees. I also, my Northwesterner cold weather chickens behind. I'll buy more nearby. Thank you. You guys are going fast. Everybody's waking up now. Thank you for teaching me. Okay, I already said that also. Anyway, thank you. Will be brave. Once roosters serenaded a phone conference with you. I have shared your videos often. Okay, you're talking to me in Russian. What did you just say? You have to say it in English. Who is this? Baka. What is this? Is morning Glory, good for anything other than have some good time with God while pulling the stupid stuff. That's about it.
That's good. That's a
Yeah.
good way to deal with it.
Yeah, just talk about getting your roots down deep. Hi, Al, what a great man Paul is. I started Back to Eden gardening about 3 years ago, and it was my first ever garden. Love it. Yes, convert to gardening. Glad to see you guys. Thanks. I call the Torah Abba Father's loving instructions for his children.
Amen.
It's true. Lots of love and blessing from the UK. I just found the Back to Eden documentary, and thanks to God, he has used Paul and his gardens to minister to my soul, my new inspiration. Welcome. Greetings from Australia. Hi, Australia. Down under. Spring garden is germinating. Yes. Do you have any recommendations for dealing with an ornery rooster? What do you mean recommendations? What kind of ornery is it? This guy's
It's
a
getting a little
chicken.
feisty.
This guy is the chicken man. He probably just say off with his head. If he's that bad, find
This is so
yourself
cool.
another one.
Their Sunday school class is watching the video.
Oh, no way.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's
That
awesome.
is so
I've
cool.
heard them do that before, honey. People have told me that the Sunday school watches. We now have a church garden Back to Eden style. Isn't that cool?
That's wonderful.
Are you going to be doing this in the kingdom of heaven? Doing what?
Well, we'll be doing it for the next 1,000 years on earth.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not sure
Gonna
what
say
we're doing
live streams.
what we're doing in heaven, but for the
Not
next,
live streams. You'll
1,000
all
years,
know. I mean, it's free on YouTube, so that's the only stipulation that Paul had. We don't make any money with this, you guys. So if you're buying the film, don't think it's going to Paul. Please, don't think it's going to Paul. There's been some misrepresentation there, and we want to clarify that. To be doing this in the kingdom of heaven.
Nick, I enjoy your vlogs, especially the patience you have with the dogs.
Are all over what you are doing. Just brings a chuckle.
Those dogs are.
Yeah,
It's like
fun.
they act just ridiculous when
It's
the
almost
camera
they
comes
know.
out. They're
It's
somewhat
almost like they
they're
know.
somewhat normal, not close to normal, but somewhat normal when the camera's not out. But when the camera is out, they all just go
ballistic.
nuts.
It's like they know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's recording. Let's get in his face.
No, let's get in the garden. Let's make mischief.
Yeah, let's stomp on all of his transplants. And
I know. They're all girls. And they all have a crush on Nico.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I was under the impression that everyone dies in the second coming.
No.
What does that mean, though?
No. After the tribulation, which was coming up next, Jesus returns to the earth and sets up his government in Jerusalem. That's where he has his address on planet Earth in Jerusalem. And for 1,000 years he reigns in total righteousness. And Satan is put in solitary confinement where he has no influence. There'll be no sin for 1,000 years. Everything will be perfect on this earth for 1,000 years. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, that Willow is nuts. LOL. Yeah, she is. She drives me a little bit crazy sometimes. I'm glad he loves her so much because I think I wouldn't have kept her. She's just a little bit too crazy. Oh, if only we could hold YouTube lives in heaven here. I was under the impression. Oh, yeah, no, I said that. 2 things. Oh, that's sweet. 2 things in my life haven't failed me: the Lord Jesus, Christmas, which was Christ, I bet, and the Back to Eden gardening method. Thank you, God, for Paul.
George, I want to respond to you. I don't predict the return of Jesus Christ, but I feel real sure he's coming in my lifetime because Jesus said that when you see Israel become a nation, that generation will not pass away before he returned. And I was born in 49. Israel became a nation in 48. So I'm in that generation. I expect to see Jesus return.
We hope so. I feel, we have our seedlings on the table in the house, and trying to keep our cats away from them is a full-time job. Wow. Yeah, there's no way it would work here.
Squirt gun.
Squirt gun. Oh yeah, squirt gun. I've got the dumb cat squirt gun. Anyway, or a squirt bottle. Yeah. Let's see.
You want fun with a squirt gun because it'd be like target practice every time.
Popcorn says, "Don't be deceived by the Antichrist, though." Not. Hallelujah. I can't wait for our righteous King to come. Boy, you're not kidding. But I want people to get saved. I want my children to come back to God. I want them to come to God if they've never known him. And my grandchildren and my friends and my neighbors and you, all of everybody. I love your work, and it's amazing to hear your observations in the garden because it helps me to be able to verbalize the presence of God as I am in the garden. Would you go on Patrick Timpone again? What's that?
Yeah, if he calls me, I'll be glad to do it. Yeah, I've been on like a couple times.
Oh, is that some
guy in
radio
Texas?
guy?
Yeah, radio guy in Texas.
Squirt gun target practice. Yeah. Grandkids are just like dogs. Sometimes. So hopefully they listen when you tell them not to.
Well, squirt gun works for that too.
Yes, I agree. I want
Paul, do you only
family
grow
to
cherry
repent
tomatoes
before he
there?
comes as well.
Here, where?
Yeah, I like. There's one variety. It's that
Golden.
gold. I mean, it's sun gold,
Sun
which is just such an incredible flavor. I really, really like it.
That's actually a hybrid.
It is a hybrid, but it's
Oh,
the
yeah,
flavor is
there you
just
go.
really, really great.
Yeah, which versus I would love to grow some Roma tomatoes here, but we just unless we build another greenhouse. Unless when I say we,
I don't
you
like
know who I'm talking
Romas.
about. Why?
There's I don't know. I'd rather have a nice
Well, just
slicing
grow one.
tomato.
But grow one for me. One plant for me.
I don't just do one. You do like 5.
Well, 2 or 3.
5.
Anyway, when I get that thing built in the backyard,
What?
the Kamal.
Oh. Where were we?
Which verses is that need to investigate? Which verses Paul? Do you only grow? No. What verses?
When are you coming back? His response was, I don't know. Only the Father does. But when Israel becomes a nation, that generation will not pass away till I return. It's Mark and Luke. Those where he has those discussions about his second coming. So in those 2 books, like 24 and in Matthew, I don't
Matthew
remember.
24.
I remember the one in Luke. But anyway, those
Mark.
two, not in Mark. It's Matthew and Luke.
Okay.
He responds to that question.
You should try cherry tomato called Pink Tiger. I don't think that we have that here. I'll have to look for it. A gardener friend from church pointed me to you guys. I've been following and learning a lot. Thank you, student of Paul, whose name I forget. Nico. Your videos help me understand more. Nick Ager, but we call him Nico. That's his PNW name. Hey, all from Alabama. Yeah. My back to Eden Garden is looking great. I love it. Let's see where I was just in Texas. I talk like them there. Anyway, we lost
Tomatoes
them.
are healthy.
like them.
Yeah, it's hey y'all from Alabama. The back to Eden Garden is looking great. Tomatoes are healthy, but someone said to add something to promote blooms, either P or K. P or K. Do you know what I should add, or am I over mothering?
Phosphorus or potassium? Potassium pushes out more blossoms and buds and stuff. Phosphorus is good for root growth. I guess it does help with blossoms, but you don't really want to just focus on your N, P, and K, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It's not smart.
I'll explain it.
Go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't always need to soak. If you soak seeds, they just come up faster. It just speeds up the process. But you don't need to. You can put seeds in. I don't ever soak my beans. I just put them in the ground and they come up fine.
Have you tried to create an heirloom starting from sun gold from saved seed?
Nope.
It takes a long time to get a hybridized or a hybrid seed to convert to create your own heirloom. That's how all of these heirlooms, like all of your fancy heirloom tomatoes, all started from some kind of hybrid open pollinated seed. It's just you keep growing that variety until you get it back to what the original, like it'll revert back.
I don't think we can grow San Marzanos here, man. If we could, I would, because man, those are really great for pizza. Hit that like button, everyone. Good old busy housewife or little housewife. You're probably gonna hit me for that. You got it coming down. Are the tours still happening this? We hope.
Yes.
That's a man of faith. Yes.
Masks and gloves.
Well, garden.
Just wear your masks and gloves.
Just have to wear masks and gloves, and everybody stands
And
6 feet away
and you
from
don't
each
have to
other.
wear massive gloves here. This is a clean place.
Wait a minute. You better follow the governor. We're going to get in trouble. I know it. Never mind. But anyway, you got it coming
We'll
down.
just stand 6 feet away.
Are the tours still happening? Okay.
Be
Will
fine.
garden veggies keep sickness away? Oh, if they're organic and you eat a lot of them and it's raw, it's going to make you alkaline. 80% of your meal a night should be alkaline, 20% acid. So if you're eating veggies on the majority part of your plate, and then you're doing good.
If you go back to Genesis 1:29, God gave us our diet: vegetables, fruits, and seeds. It's so basic. And if you just if you look at nature, that's how everything in nature lives, and they don't get sick. It's so simple. It's not hard.
Come to New Zealand, Paul. I wish I could get him to go, but he might go to Texas this year. We'll see what happens. I'll grow them for you and some San Marzano from Italy. And you
That's
can
where I got
freeze
my
them.
seed-
Oh my
seed
gosh,
from.
I would love to get some San Marzano. It's so sad that we can't do tomatoes here. Bahaha, busy housewife, busy mama, busy. Sorry. Trust in the Lord and he'll direct your paths. Amen. Melissa K. Norris grows San Marzanos here in Skagit Valley. Really? But I forget you guys have a completely different climate. Yeah, microclimate. Yeah. Nick's Instagram page, growing back to Eden. Popcorn, I cannot find the variety of corn that at Paul grows that is a
It's
shorter
been discontinued.
variety. It's been discontinued.
The new
Hey,
one
we're
is
gonna
Casey.
grow.
Casey said, "Hey dudes, what's up?" Oh, I can't say it on here. Never mind.
What do you mean? We can't say
What's
what
up,
on here?
bro?
Why? What's wrong with that?
I was gonna call him by his
So
name. Oh, what is it? It's like some kind of tricolored corn. It's a short. Yeah, they're just not doing. That's not it.
I know, but we want to grow this one this year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's backwards. We hope it'll work. We think it might.
Yeah. I'm gonna start them in the greenhouse because this is a longer season
Yes,
corn.
it's
So
a
we're gonna
Texas.
put, we'll put starts out. Anyways,
Monica,
now-
talk to us.
Can't believe you.
We are on second year of mulch gardening. We are not disappointed. Year 2 in Ontario is going to be great. All right. Evening, y'all. Milton Mama Homestead. Yeah. Oh, you did send him?
Yeah.
Good. Thanks. Midwife question. Pregnant with second baby. Wife wants to ask general question, how to eat, exercise, and cannot sleep on back. You can sleep on your back till you can't sleep on your back anymore. The sad part is posterior. And so if you can sleep more on your side and even more on your tummy, and I can tell you how to do that more specifically later, is good. But anyway, you want to really emphasize easily digestible proteins. If you go to my webpage, which is gentlebirths.net, and click on the tab that says new clients, I have a lot of recommendations on that page that will help you get an understanding of what is best to eat. But you want to emphasize, depending on your size, about 75 to 80 grams of protein a day. You want to make sure that you keep track of it. Natural organic is best, and please try to do as much organic, natural, grass-fed if you eat meat as possible. And lots and lots of vegetables, only 2 pieces of fruit a day. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water, clean water, not plasticized water. And that's pretty much a synopsis, but you can go on my page and find out more. Do you all raise sheep? We had 2 little, you should show them pictures
4
of the sheep.
babies.
What's the matter? What are you doing?
Making sure Tova's not running after whoever's walking down the street.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the greenhouse door open and the sheep are wandering up there. Anyways.
Yeah, you can. The wood chips on sand is really great. It'll help hold moisture and then release a lot of nutrients into the ground. So wood chip cover on sand is very, very helpful.
Is that her?
No, I don't see it.
Uno momento.
Oh, they're trying to get our dog.
She's sitting there.
Jeez. Why didn't she come on?
Look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. I don't want to eat my start.
Hey, you want me to run over there?
No, I can do it. I'll be right back. Gotta go close the greenhouse before the sheep eat all my transplants.
I'll go.
We have neighbors who have, they feel that some Bigfoot live near them, and they have a lot of evidence, but
We have neighbors and Bigfoot. They think Bigfoot.
Oh, you're talking about,
well, here, look at it.
what does it say?
Hold on, I want to hear.
What does it say? Paul, how's the orchard doing? No, what are you talking about? Where is it? Where's the Bigfoot thing? Discovered back to Eden in December.
How
So
do you get
inspirational.
along with Bigfoot there?
Oh, what did you say?
We have neighbors who claim they have Bigfoots.
The whole family.
Whole family.
Shh. You're not supposed to be telling everybody.
Well, we're not supposed to tell anybody. Sorry.
Anyway, hey, listen, it's not funny. You'd be surprised what happened to me one night. I would never be a believer. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about everything. But anyway, I had some strange things happen to me about 4 or 5 years ago. And I didn't know what in the world it was. And it's kind of a story, but anyway.
Honey Tree Farm, my orchard is doing amazing. It's just every year
You know
it
who
just
that is, right?
gets better.
That's Monica.
Yeah, it just every year just keeps improving, and it's just so cool to look at it. And I see all these new grafts I made are already leafing out, so it's been really. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing year this year.
And Nico's having fun doing lots of grafting, and so's Paul. It's going to be interesting, I think.
Oh, hi, Amy.
I like to sing in my garden, but do you have a good Bible verse to say over my garden? Ooh, yeah, the Aaronic blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. Lord be merciful to you and give you peace. That is actually a blessing that God gave for us to give. So that to me is, and doing it in Hebrew is even better. That was my bobcat. My bobcat kitten. Look at this kitty. He's literally part bobcat. He's my little kitten. We're going to, we just made a catio for them. You hear him purring? This is Eleazar. Eleazar, say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody. Eleazar. He's a redhead.
Yeah, the wood chips will really help your soil dry out. If you get too much water, it's amazing. When I planted my trees out here, the first year they were in standing water because the soil is such heavy clay. And with the wood chips, I've never seen water stand. It's really amazing how well it deals with water.
Bill.
I summer prune all of, when you, at the top of the trees and places you don't want things to grow, I always rub the shoots off when they first start, little buds. Also, all summer long, I'm taking out all I don't want. So yeah, I think it's such a waste to let all these shoots happen where you don't want them because it takes such energy from the tree, and then it shades your fruit. And so clean out, we have unwanted growth, rub it off as soon as it shows up is ideal.
What do you feed the cats?
Cat food.
No, we don't.
I just bought some.
No, that's your cat. I feed my cats raw game hens, and we're making actual. Nico's growing me some game hen. What are you growing me? Quail. We're gonna maybe get some quail for Nico to grow some, because I feed them raw. I have a serval or a Savannah, which is part African serval, and then that one that just jumped up on us is really part bobcat and pixie bob.
Okay. Can't you can graft all the stone fruits together?
Where are we? Yeah.
Up here, the plum. Can you graft plum?
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you graft plum?
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah.
Up here, the plum. Can you graft plum?
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you graft plum,
Yeah,
apricot, and other varieties? Yeah.
into the
Yeah, you
same
can.
Yeah, all your stone fruits are compatible.
Yeah.
Raw is best to feed cats and dogs. If you can, by any way, get raw, that's the best food for them. And of course, organic as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't put any mesh in my chicken coop. I haven't had any problem. I did lose a chicken once, a raccoon, but it's not
We've had bobcats and fox. I think that was the thing that got.
Something took half the flock out last.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But anyway, I don't do any mesh on the ground.
Yeah.
He's got a wood floor in the coop. Like Or are they talking about in the run?
in the run.
Oh. Well, his
Along the
run,
fence.
his fence is only 3 foot tall, so having a mesh under the
3
ground.
foot.
Well, now it is. Yeah, all the compost is built up. It's about 3 feet. He's losing his fence,
What are you talking about? You just took out
Yeah,
about
there's,
2 feet.
there's
of
some that's not, hasn't
and all the wiregrass going back in just filled it right back up.
it. Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Terrible. But isn't the chickens eating it?
We'll scratch it
Eventually, we'll
up.
get around to it.
Yeah, we just compost down. What else?
Hey, please
May you please do more videos
of
on
your veggie patch and fruit trees. What do you mean? You talking about Nico doing more? You guys are on this channel, right? If you're on this channel, he's doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, watch Nick.
I get my 8 quail tomorrow.
Nice.
When are we going to get quail? Should we get quail? You said we should
If
get
you
quail.
want, I don't care.
What do you think about Grand Solar?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know how to say their name to ask them.
Where is this now?
Right here.
Uh,
What do you think?
A Hootzolt. How do you say that? What do you guys think about the grand solar minimum? What's that? Hey Siri, what's the grand
No.
solar minimum? Hey Siri, what's
Um,
the grand solar minimum?
Can wood chips be too big
Okay.
for your? Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna get to that. How hard is it to keep up with our acid issues when the chicken coop leaches into your plots? That shouldn't be a problem.
No, there's nothing from the chicken pen that's going to bother your plot. There's good stuff there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this. I don't know much about it. It's NASA science stuff.
Can wood chips be too big for your plants to grow through the wood chips?
Not grow through, but grow into.
Yeah,
They can come through it, but they're not going to grow down into it.
Yeah, you want to use the wood chips as a mulch. So just like a lot of people don't realize how, so all of your ornamental gardens and stuff, so your flower beds in the front yard and everything, everybody puts mulch down. It's not just bare soil like weeds and grass. Well, a lot of times it can be, but they always put like bark mulch and stuff like that. So think about just the normal arborist wood chips being your bark mulch around your vegetable plants. Like it's just you're planting in the soil and then mulching them with wood chips. So the mulch stays on top and the roots are in the soil.
Okay, JC, yeah, in my chicken pen, their coop is a wooden floor. It's totally sealed. Nothing can get into it. It's completely safe. Nothing can ever get in my chicken pen. They're totally safe in there. I don't test my soil. I just, I've I've had soil tests and they're really great, but I don't bother doing it. Your plants will tell you. If you look at the plants, they'll indicate, what they need. And so I think intuition is far better than a soil test. So that's my sense. Mason bees, they're great. I feed everything to my chickens. Kitchen scraps, weeds, grass clippings, all my yard waste, everything goes to the chickens because they just, whatever they don't eat, they just break down and turn into good compost. So they're really a great processing place.
The chickens get a what is it? A locally grown, non-GMO, organic grain mix in the winter and stuff isn't coming as much out of the garden as it is in the summer. But yeah.
Well, the 3-foot fence was taller. It's just the ground's raised, but
yeah.
My dog keeps the bobcats. The hawks. I have a really nice big willow tree in there that's really covers, and the chickens run under there for protection because they can't get through it. So it's really pretty. It works pretty well.
What else?
Yeah, in the chicken pen, I wouldn't use sand. I would just put a wooden floor and then wood chips on top because the wood chips will really keep your floor, sound. It will never rot out, and it'll absorb all that chicken manure and make a really nice material for your garden someday.
I've seen every video available. I want to do something similar in our community garden here in New Zealand. Do you think I need chicken manure on top of the wood chips?
You don't need it. It's helpful, but you don't need it. Wood chips will do it all. It just takes time. But in my orchard, it's classic. I've never done anything but wood chips out there, and it's phenomenal how everything grows in an orchard.
And talk, you don't ever want to put compost or manure in an orchard. It's extremely bad for your trees. Like, it's just high nitrogen, and your trees will shoot out a whole bunch of new growth. They'll try and grow so fast that they'll put too much sugars into the stems, and then you'll get aphid problems in your fruit trees. But in a vegetable garden, more compost, more manure, it's all good. Just keep layering it. I don't know.
This hear about the solar. You know, I know that they're messing with the weather. You know, HARP. I mean, what we're getting is not how God made it. So there's a lot of going on. I don't know all of it, but I just know that it's not. You know, that they do mess with it. And so they've created storms they want them, that kind of thing. So this is what we're living with today. But that's, you know, it's what it is. Organic pest control is healthy plants. I'll tell you, that's healthy plants. Just like your body. When you're in good health, bugs, diseases don't bother you. Same with plants. Healthy, well-hydrated plants really resist insects and diseases really well. In my chicken pen, I'm growing fig trees. They're doing really well there. Anything's going to do well in the chicken pen because the soil's so good. I mean, the best soil you have is there. So, but be careful. You have plenty of room because whatever you plant's going to get big. It's going to grow well.
What pear would you recommend?
My favorite pear is Clapp's favorite. It's just, I'm telling you, it is awesome. It's not very common. It's very similar to Boss, except it doesn't keep as long, but it's way sweeter and far more water content. But it is my favorite pear, Clapp's favorite.
Okay, what about shaping and pruning your fruit trees? Like Reagan Ritchie, I don't know, whatever.
Well, you want to create your fruit tree. You know, cherry trees get too big, but all of my apples and pears I prune so I can reach them from the ground. And so as they grow up and they get where I can't reach anymore, then I cut to a lateral going out. That becomes a leader. And then it develops above them. So basically, you're pruning your trees so they're accessible. And that's the bottom line. You want to make it easy to pick. Sometimes you go to orchard and you can't even get into these trees. It's so thick with stuff, and it's just such a nightmare and a hassle to access and things. So it's just, to me, that's just, you know, not right. Make them accessible.
Chicken question. With mulch, do you need nesting boxes for laying? Yeah.
Yes.
The whole idea of a nesting box is to make it easy on use, so you don't have to go on an Easter egg. Just lay in those boxes and you can go right, and you know right where they are. Typically just lay in those boxes and you can go right, and you know right where they are, and they stay relatively clean as long as your birds aren't roosting in the nesting boxes at night.
Oh, good, great. You're gonna love that. So you'll see. You're gonna love that pear. It's so good.
Talk about your trip to what's it called?
New Hampshire.
When we went to Burnt Ridge Nursery.
No, I did talk about it.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah,
tell them about it.
Burnt Ridge Nursery is really a great place, and the guy Michael is just really an amazing man. He really knows a lot, and yeah, it's if you're in the area, that's really a worthwhile trip. You'll learn a lot going to that place. It's really great.
Get your stuff from there. It's great stuff.
They ship,
Quality.
So you can order online and they'll ship it out to you. We just got 2 Cosmic Crisps, and that was it. And what do they call them? Chestnuts.
Tell them we sent you.
Yeah. If you order anything from Burnt Ridge Nursery, tell them Paul sent you. Hey, just got our first black coaching. What is that? Why'd that happen? Your connection is unstable, please. Okay. How often should I water my citrus trees? The former owner watered daily, but they don't look great and their fruit wasn't very sweet.
Well,
Thanks.
the reason he's watering daily because there's no cover. It's not holding water. And the reason the fruit's not good is because the ground's no good. So if you put wood chips over it
It's deep because like you can
and
get,
wide, deep
yeah.
and wide.
Yeah. When you give them too much water, their roots kind of stay there because they become dependent on you providing water for them constantly. So when you tell them they have to go out and work and get established, it's
You know,
really
the larger the
good thing.
root system, it gives it the triple of taking up water. That's why people have a huge root system. You don't need a lot of water.
Yeah, it ran out when we made eggs last. There's only a little bit in there.
The one I just bought.
How long ago? I don't know. Did you get another one? Oh, I don't know.
Jose salsa.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Citrus trees, nothing special about them. You just want to, pruning is ideal for everything. Keep them open. Make sure they get good sun. And but everything else is just good wood chip cover, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
We gotta give a commercial.
Anyway, Kenneth, I would try growing potatoes under your oak trees. You have nothing to lose. Just try it. See what happens.
Okay, it's buffering a lot. All right, I think we're gonna have to sign off.
Okay.
So, adios.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for asking questions. It's fun as always. And I'm hitting end now. Peace out. Cool.